The final Senate report from Rachel Mitchell, the sex crimes prosecutor who interviewed Brett Kavanaugh and his accuser Christine Blasey Ford, questions Blasey Ford's struggle to recall important recent events such as whether she took her polygraph test the same day as her grandmother's funeral. Appearing before the Senate Judiciary Committee last Thursday, Blasey Ford, the California professor who brought forth an allegation of teenage sexual misconduct against Kavanaugh, President Trump's Supreme Court nominee, said she did not know whether her polygraph examination less than 2 months ago occurred on the same day her grandmother was buried. This discrepancy is listed among 9 categories of strikes against Blasey Ford's testimony, which led Mitchell to conclude her account did not meet the preponderance of the evidence standard. When asked why Jerry Hanafin, the polygraph administrator, conducted the examination at a hotel near the Baltimore-Washington International Airport, instead of his Virginia office, Ford revealed time constraints left her unable to travel far for the test. "I had left my grandmother's funeral at that point at Fort Lincoln Cemetery that day, and I was on a tight schedule to make a plane to Manchester, New Hampshire," the 51-year-old professor told Mitchell. "He was willing to come to me, which was appreciated." "So you were administered a polygraph on the day that you attended your grandmother's funeral?" Mitchell asked. "Correct, or it might have been the next day," Ford responded. She then turned to her attorney, Deborah Katz, and said she did not remember the exact day the test was taken. Dr. Ford could not remember if she was being audio or video recorded when she took the polygraph, the memo reads. And she could not remember whether the polygraph occurred the same day as her grandmother's funeral or the day after her grandmother's funeral. According to Mitchell, administering a polygraph to an individual who is grieving is inappropriate. As Breitbart News has previously reported, Blasey Ford was only asked 2 broad questions during her polygraph exam: "Is any part of your statement false? And did you make up any part of your statement?" Ford was not asked any specific questions about the specific allegation, Breitbart's John Nolt pointed out, no questions to name Kavanaugh as her attacker or about the details of her story. There are also no test or baseline questions where the subject is intentionally asked to lie. In a separate statement released through the White House, Kavanaugh said he stood ready to cooperate in the investigation. "Throughout this process, I've been interviewed by the FBI, I've done a number of background calls directly with the Senate, and yesterday, I answered questions under oath about every topic the senators and their counsel asked me," said Kavanaugh. "I've done everything they have requested and will continue to cooperate."